start with a quick Hazara. There was one, I feel one detail we spoke of last night was not clear. Could be called wrong or not clear, depending how politically correct you want to say it. Whichever way makes you happy is fine with me. But let's get some clarity. Sokti Hilge Mishnah, quick Hazara. Parishayna Elul Nitl Mikdash Shiva. B'Medina Yom Echad. B'Shachara Beis HaMikdash. Hiskin Rav Yochanan Hazakai. Rav Yochanan Hazakai makes a takana that what? Shehei Lulav. Shehei Lulav Noitel Medina Shiva Zicher LeMikdash. Din number 1 of the Mishnah. Din number 2 of the Mishnah. Sheyoim Hanaf. The day of waving is Kuloi Aser. So 2 dinim in the Mishnah. So we start with din number 1, which is this din of Zecher LeMikdash. Where does this come from? That we create new dinim to remember what was. Says the Gemara, Nani Mida din Zecher LeMikdash. Am Rav Yochanan Damar Kra, Ki Ale Arucha Lecha. I'll bring up a cure for you. And from your illness, your wound, I will heal them, Hashem. Says Hashem, Ki nidche karu yilach. Because you were pushed away. And what? Sioin he dairish. That's the critical words. Sioin is dairish, vein la. Explains the Gemara. Dairish ein la, bechlal, debai drisha. That shows us there's an entity to be dairish, to search out, which is what? Yerushalayim, which is Zecher LeMikdash. Just me, it's very warm in here. Anyone else warm in here? Just me. Okay. If it's so warm, my brain is playing with me because I see in the wall it says it's 71 degrees in here. All of a sudden I get hot. Okay. No one even knew there's a thermometer on that wall. Okay, it's my thing. Says the Gemara Vayter. Here we go. This is the Gemara that we ended in the middle. So let's get clarity. So again, what's the Yom Hanaf? This is what we call Chadash and Yashan. We have the new grain. When are you allowed to eat the new grain? Day of waving.
What are you waving? The Eimer is the Eimer being is the Eimer waving? There's waving.
Yeah, no, you are right. But why is it called Yom Hanaf?
Is it the Eimer, the barley, or something you wave, or whatever?
Interesting. I thought there's a.
It's not because of that?
No, it is. But I thought it says it. Okay, I don't know. Weiter. Says the Gemara, my timer. Says the Gemara, Meheira Yibane Beis HaMikdash. V'yoimru, and what are people going to say? Ishtakad, last year. Miloy Achelna, do we not eat? V'heira Mizrach. Hashtinami, we should eat Nechal. They should eat when the sun rises. So what's the problem? Ve'enu lo yadi, but they don't know. Tishtakad, last year. Deloy have Beis HaMikdash. Last year's no Beis HaMikdash. And therefore, Heir Mizrach was heter. Therefore, the sun rising allowed you to eat. But this year, De'ika Beis HaMikdash. What allows you to eat? Oimer Matir. Period. That's clear. But now the Gemara goes into precisely what is the precise moment of the building of the Beis HaMikdash. Says the Gemara, Tibani Emas. When precisely will it be rebuilt? If you tell me it's going to be built on the 16th, Hari Heter Heir Mizrach. The moment the sun rose on day 16, it's mutter. Whoa, camera shake. It's mutter. If it's mutter, it doesn't become not mutter. A Menachem and a nice mashal. The whole sugya we had of nidcha. Once something is pushed away, it doesn't come back. So once you're allowed to eat the new grain, it's mutter. Says the Gemara. So Ella, now this is the line that we said last night. We stopped in the middle. I think there was a doubt of unclarity / mistake. Tibona b'chamisar. The Beis HaMikdash is being rebuilt on the 15th. So asks the Gemara, now this line I want to clarify. Mechatzois hayoim ulahalon, from Chatzois, that was my mistake. From Chatzois of the 16th Tishri. Why? Why? And this, if you remember last night, I looked for Rashi and I said, let's pull up from here. Tishri should be mutter.
We're saying that people from far away.
Oh, good, good.
They know.
Perfect.
They know the basic.
Perfect. Go the Hatinan. Let's speak it out because we learned in the Mishnah. Harachaikim. This is even when there's a Beis Hamikdash. Unfortunately, you live out in I don't know, not Eilat, Chas v'Shalom, but I don't know, Caesarea, somewhere like that. A nice what? But by Kiddush HaChodesh, they waive it. Very good. But here they don't. Kasha Maisa. What's the answer? You know what the answer is. The whole waving matziv is predicated on smoke signals, which is only something you do at night. That's also in Gemara Rosh Hashanah. They wave fires and torches and zachin. This is all by day.
That's how they notify everyone about it.
By Kiddush HaChodesh. But here says the Gemara, let's say you're far from Yerushalayim. When in a regular year, not the year the Beis Hamikdash is built, not this year, the next year, when are you allowed to eat it? So you wake up on the day of the 16th, you check your WhatsApp. What's the Eimer brought? Well, there's no WhatsApp in the Beis Hamikdash. Their channel wasn't created yet, so you don't know. So when are you allowed? When are you allowed to eat your new grain? Says the Mishnah in where is this? In Eruvin or Shanim from Chatzos. Why Chatzos? Because we could assume there's a klal, a yisoid. Kehanim zrizimim. Kehanim are quick. So at what point could you say, I know for sure they brought the carbon, even though you don't know if they brought it? From Chatzos. You have hours and hours. For the moment daybreak starts, till Chatzos is plenty of hours. So if you don't know if the carbon is brought, when are you allowed to eat? Chatzos. So the kasha of the Gemara is, and let's make this out clearly. So why did Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, why did the Mishnah teach us? Yom Hanaf, Kuloi Aser. Why Kuloi? Just say until Chatzos. In a normal year, we could assume by Chatzos it's brought.
But in a normal year, you do that.
No. But what would the difference be? If the Beis Hamikdash is built on the 15th, so by the next day, Chatzos, Chayra, you should have a carbon.
Right.
So what could, so good. So that's the Gemara's kasha. So why the whole day? Let's read it inside. Ela dibane b'chameisar. It's built in the 15th. Ask the Gemara. So why did the Mishnah speak it out clearly? I'm sorry, this was not clear yesterday. Why does the Mishnah say the whole day is Aser? It should be mutter from Chatzos. Why? The Hatinan, because we learned in the Mishnah, Harachaikim, those who are far from Yerushalayim, Mutarim Chatzos Hayoim Lahalon. Why? Because they're not lazy. Misatzlin boy. Question mark. That's enough. So why is the whole day Aser? Answers the Gemara. Let's go. Mamish nitty gritty. Like tzricha di bani. You know, the Beis Hamikdash is going to be built. Balayla. The night between 15 and 16, or inami samak l'shiyas achama, right before day 16. And therefore what? We're concerned if that night the Beis Hamikdash is rebuilt. The next morning, they might not have enough time to find the carbon and bring the carbon by Chatzos even. As you said, Chatzos is a normal year. A regular Beis Hamikdash, everything is prepared. This year, it's chaos. It's havoc. We thought we're sitting in Orlando having Pesach. All of a sudden, the eagle flies down, Givaldik, Gishmak. We fly to Yerushalayim, Mayradik. Now we got to start finding an animal. We got to start bringing a carbon. Actually, Shtei Alechem. Carbon Eimer is a specific carbon. So it might take longer than Chatzos. Therefore, says the Mishnah, Yom Hanaf Kuloi Aser. Explains the Gemara, Teretz number 1. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak Amar Rav Yochanan ben Zakkai Bishitas Rabbi Yehuda. If you look at the side of Shitas Rabbi Yehuda, he's going with the sheet of Rabbi Yehuda. What sheet is Rabbi Yehuda, Amrinan? The Amar Min HaTorah Midaraisa hu aser. It's aser the entire day of the 16th, the entire Yom Hanaf. Why is the entire day aser? The pasuk says, ad etzem hayoyim hazeh. What does the word etzem mean? The pinnacle, the strength. Says the Gemara, ad itzumoi shel yoim. What is the itzumoi shel yoim? V'kosavar, and he holds ad bechlal. Anytime you say until something, does it include that moment? Until 7 o'clock. What do you do at 7 o'clock in the dot? Mutter aser. Until the itzumoi shel yoim, including the itzumoi shel or not?
None.
So it's a massive machlekes. Here he holds ad bechlal, including that moment. So if you hold until including the moment of the strength of the day, what that means is the entire day. And that's why the Mishnah says, kol hayoim kuloi aser. Now,
The whole regular year, and then do you have this finish or not? So I'm just.
No, but it's anticipation.
so the Mishnah is teaching us, go back to the words of the Mishnah. Number one takana was that you take a lulav all 7 days, zich lemikdash. And the takana was what? That the whole Yom Hanaf is kuli aser. We're making a takana that you always wait the whole day because of Beis HaMikdash. Because of Beis HaMikdash. So Gemara now is explaining, but Rabbi Yochanan Zakkai holds like Rabbi Yehuda, that it's not a din dirabanan, but rather deraisa, because of the pasuk ad etzem hayoyim hazeh. Now, before we even go further in the Gemara, if you think about this, there's a glaring problem. What were the words in the Mishnah? Let's go back to the Mishnah for a moment. What were the words in the Mishnah? Hiskin Rabbi Yochanan Zakkai. What does the word hiskin mean? Made a takana. What's a takana? A din derabanan. What's the Gemara now explaining? Deraisa. Glaring issue. So hold on, the Gemara is going to come back to that kasha in one moment. But just the brain can't process the next line of Gemara before pointing that out. Because the Gemara just explains that Rav Yochanan ben Zakkai is going like Rabbi Yehuda, that holds the whole day is aser midaraisa. Midaraisa? The Mishnah said hiskin. We'll get there in a moment. Before we get there, says the Gemara, 1 second. You're telling me that Rav Yochanan ben Zakkai goes like Rabbi Yehuda. Okay. Ask the Gemara 3 lines down. We have a big problem. V'hamiflig poligale. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai argues in Rabbi Yehuda. How do I know? Titanan or Titania, whichever gears you have. Mishachar Beis HaMikdash. Hiskin Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Sheyom Hanaf kulo yasir. We have the same quote. Omar loyhum Rabbi Yehuda. Whoa, 1 second. If Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai holds like Rabbi Yehuda, what's Rabbi Yehuda talking to Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai? Okay, let's see. Omar loy Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. V'aloy min ha'tayru aser. Why are you telling me it's a takana? It's aser midaraisa. T'chsev al etzem yom hazari tzun shel yoim. Question mark. So asks the Gemara. No, but still. But how could Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai hold over Yehuda if they're clearly arguing? Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai holds it's takana. Rabbi Yehuda is responding it's a deraisa. We have a clear brisa or mishnah that the two of them are at odds. So how could the Gemara on the bottom of here suggest? Amar Rav Nachman Yitzchak, you know what Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai is holding like? Yehuda.
They're just saying one's the right, one's
Oh,
the like they're both saying the same thing. That's to be honest.
No, it is aser, but what level of aser? It's a massive difference. The rights there are abundant. So answers the Gemara, Meir Dikataritz. Answers the Gemara, Rabbi Yehuda. 1 second. Who dikatai? Rabbi Yehuda made a mistake. Rabbi Yehuda heard Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai get up in Beis Medrash, and he said, "Anaya takana." It is aser to eat the entire Yom Hanaf. So what did Rabbi Yehuda think? Takana. Derabanan. So Rabbi Yehuda dikatai. He made a mistake. Tai, a talus, a mistake. Who savar? Rabbi Yehuda held. Midirabanan kamer. Rabbi Yehuda thought Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai was talking on the rabbinic level. V'lohi. It's not true. Midaraisa kamar. But now, the word, what?
Still the same thing.
No. So now,
You said it's a takana.
oh, the hiskin kamar. Very nice that you could say he made a mistake in his wordage. Oh, but at the end of the day, what did Rav Yochanan ben Zakkai say? He said takana. Answers the Gemara, not such a gishmak it's part of my French. My hiskin. Dorash v'hiskin. The word hiskin literally means enacted. So the Gemara is stupping up shot a little bit, saying what it meant is Yochanan ben Zakkai darshened the pasuk and enacted this. Not that it was a new enacting a takana. He quote unquote got up. Yeah, not sure that. It's. I'll be honest. It is.
He just confirmed what the Torah.
Yeah. It's just not. It's more the lack of gishmak.
Back to the topic of Etzamayim. No Bucky and Chumash Rashi.
Yeah.
Understanding pretty much every time the pasuk says Etzamayim is
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's talking specifically about success.
Correct. And that's the def.
So the pasuk says it's
No, so you're right. Very good.
saying
That is the chiddush of Rabbi Yehuda. You just honed it on his chiddush. Ad v'ad bechlal, including that time frame. Correct. Yeah, it's his chiddush. No, that's his chiddush.
It's almost I can't think of another word, but it's almost a different.
Yeah.
No,
you.
The pasuk goes out of its way all the time to say Etzamayim is extra word to teach us the point.
You are correct, and you're pointing out that Rabbi Yehuda is arguing in all those drushes. I agree entirely with you. Now, what is Rabbi Yehuda going to do with Paroi and Makis B'chayris and what happened over there? Good kasha. No, it's very good kasha. Very good kasha. I want to point out one more thing.
It's like twisting, but
When do we just say the Beis HaMikdash could be built? We just said seemingly any time. One of the suggestions was Balayla. Frakt Rashi and Tosfos. Says Rashi and Tosfos. 1 second, let's read it together. Where is it? I don't know where it is. 1 second. The Kasha, 3 lines from the bottom in Rashi. Tibelayla einay nivne. What do you mean the Beis HaMikdash can be built at night? It's not true. Tekaim alon b'shvuah. So learning that. We just learned this. Te'ein binyan Beis HaMikdash balayla. You're not allowed to build the Beis HaMikdash at night. T'chsiv ubayoim hakim.
We're not building the Beis HaMikdash anyway. It's already built.
Oh, Zakrashi, beautiful. Zakrashi, 2 lines from the bottom. That's only the Beis HaMikdash built by humans. Aval Mikdash Hasid. The Beis HaMikdash Ashlishi. Shanu Mitzabin that we're waiting for. Banui. It's already built. It's going to descend from heaven. Shenara Mikdash Shem Koni Yedecha. And Tosfos says the exact same shot. 4 lines to the bottom of Tosfos. Correct. There's another teretz. Just point out.
Right now.
So teretz. The Brisker Rav asks a similar kasha. We know we say the Ani Mamin, and one of the Ani Mamin is Shibana Beis HaMikdash. Frak the Brisker Rav. Let us see the Ani Mamin on Shabbos. What do you mean Shibana Beis? The Beis HaMikdash could come any minute. We know Beis HaMikdash Mashiach doesn't come on Shabbos. So Frekt, he says, how could you say Ani Mam? The Mashiach is coming at any moment. Frekt the Brisker Rav, we have a Kabbalah, can't come in Shabbos. Similar to this, it can't come at night. So the Brisker Rav answers a Meir Teretz, which could hurt your brain a little bit. He says, you can't come on Shabbos. But through tefillah, anything is possible. What does that mean? It's a good Takasha. Over. Let's get going. We have a beautiful Chazara, Mishnah to Mishnah, Mirza Hashem.